In this tutorial, we will learn how to select and remove variables from a data frame object in R. So to get started, we're going to have a data file here that we're going to be reading in and working with, which is called personal data with a capital P and a capital D, no space between personal data. And this is a comma separated values or .csv file that we're working with here. Now, we want to make sure that we save this to a folder that we can subsequently reference as our working directory when we get into the R environment. And so to do so, just make sure that you save this .csv file or whatever .csv file you're working with to a folder that you can subsequently set as your working directory. So in my case, I've saved it to my H drive R workshop folder, and here you can see this file here, personal data with a capital P and a capital D, no space in between, and you see it's a comma separated values file. So I'm all ready to go. So I'm going to go to our Studio interface here and open it up. And as you can see, we've got our console here and the cursor is already active on our command line. Let's go ahead and just clear out the console here by going to Edit, Clear Console. And now let's open a new R script editor window so we can save and track our work by going to File, New File, R script. That's File, New File, R script. And remember, we can use hashtag annotations or the pound sign, and anything that comes to the right of the hashtag is treated as an annotation and is not run when we run our code or our script. And so I'm going to use said hashtag here to make a title for this script, and I'm going to call this the selecting and removing variables from a data frame in R. Okay, so again, selecting and removing variables from a data frame in R. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I recommend saving, doing a file, save as, or just a save here by clicking on the disk icon here, saving your R script regularly, just in case something, if your computer were to shut off, you'll have your work saved there. And that way you can return to this in separate sessions and see the work that you've been working with. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is set our working directory. And we're going to set it to the folder that we saved the data file to that we're working with today. And so it's that personal data file that I'm working with here today. And I already showed you where I saved that, and I happen to remember that path off the top of my head. So I'm going to use the setwd function, and as a sole parenthetical argument and within quotation marks, I'm going to note that it's my H drive /R workshop folder where I've saved that file. And this just makes it a little bit easier and quicker to read in the data. And should we export anything or write anything from this session, it'll automatically go to our working directory. So I'm going to put my cursor somewhere on the line or highlight this whole line and click Run. And as you can see, we've updated and set their working directory. Your working directory will almost certainly be different than this one. It's just wherever the folder is and the path to get to that folder where you saved your data file. In this case, we're working with the .csv comma separated values file. So if you go to Session, Set Working Directory, and Choose Directory, again, that's Session, Set Working Directory, Choose Directory. This is another way in which you can set your working directory, and it'll just spit out in your console after you've set your working directory the actual code that then you can copy and paste into your script for future purposes and for future sessions. All right, so we're all set on our working directory. Now let's read in the data file. So we need to come up with a name for the object that we're going to assign our data frame to. I'm going to go ahead and just call this, since we're going to be reading in a personal data frame object, we'll just call this personal data here. So personal data, all lowercase. In this instance, I can call it whatever I'd like as long as it doesn't begin with a numeral or a special character like a dash. And to name the data frame object, I'm going to use the left-handed arrow operator here. And so we put whatever we want to name the object to the left because we're assigning it to this object here, this object name. And we'll use the read.csv function from base R. And as the sole parenthetical argument, we will enter the exact name of the data file, which is in our working directory. It's called personal data with a capital P and a capital D, no space. So I'm just going to copy that, make sure I get it correctly, paste it into the quotation marks there, and make sure that I add the .csv extension to tell the read.csv function that this is in fact a comma separated values file. All right, so let's click Run on that line there to run that line of code. And now you can see here in our global environment, we have a new object here called personal data, which is a data frame object. If we click here, we can view it in the viewer window. Alternatively, you could just run here the view function, which is view with a capital V, and the exact name of that data frame object as the sole parenthetical argument. Click run. It would do the same thing. And so as you can see, this is a very small toy data set here, and we're just going to play around with adding or removing and selecting variables here today. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is let's practice selecting. And the variables I select and remove are going to be completely arbitrary here today. It's just to illustrate how to do these operations. Practice selecting one variable, okay? So there's different ways that you can do this. So for example, if you just wanted to select one variable and treat it as a vector, you can just do this, which is to simply type in the exact name of your data frame object, which is personal data here. And what's the exact name of one of our variables? Let's say we just want to select the start date variable there. Okay, so that's start date, all lowercase. If you want to make sure you get the exact name correct, you can always run the names function, which is names all lowercase, with the exact name of your data frame object, and it'll print that variable names to the console. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll just copy start date here. And the reason I'm going to do that because is right after the name of the data frame object here, I'm going to do the $ operator so that I can attach, by pasting it, that start date variable. And so this just gives us a vector. If we just wanted to select one of the variables as a vector. But if you want to just select one variable from your data frame and you want to keep it as a data frame object, one way that you can do that is this. And this will be using the subset function, which we'll be using throughout the rest of the tutorial. And so the way that you can do this using the subset function is as follows. Well, let's first come up with, let's not overwrite this existing data frame object of personal data. Let's just come up with a new data frame object. Let's call it temp df, just for, to me that makes sense. Temporary data frame is what I think that stands for in my head. And we'll use the left-handed arrow operator here so we can assign the resulting subset and selection that we're doing. We're not actually subsetting here, we're actually selecting, but we're using the subset function, if that's not confusing enough. But we'll use that subset function. First, we specify the name of the data frame that we wish to apply to this function, which is personal data. So it's this data frame object here, comma, and then we're going to use the select equals argument from the subset function. Okay, and so this is where we're going to be selecting variables as opposed to subsetting cases. And then we will just simply enter the name. I'll just copy and paste it here. The name of the start date variable. And so you might be asking yourself, well, why don't we need to do the name of the data frame, $, and start date? Well, the reason we don't need to do it with the subset function is we've already specified the name of the data frame object here as the first argument, so it doesn't need that additional information. Okay, so we're just going to select that start date variable, click run. Okay, so if we were to just highlight and run the name of the data frame object, you'll now notice instead of being a row or a vector, we've now got a column. And the reason for this is, again, because instead of this being selecting this variable, start date variable, and treating it as a vector, we're now treating it as its own data frame object. And so you'll see that reflected here because it's included in this data environment here. So if we were to click on it, temp df, you just see we get a single column or single variable data frame object. All right, so you can do either of these approaches. It really depends on what your goal is. Okay, so what about selecting multiple variables? Okay, so let's go up to our variable names here. Let's imagine that we wish to select the last name, first name, and gender. Okay, so those are the three variables we wish to select from this 5 variable data frame object. Well, let's just copy what we did above here with the subset function, paste it below, and let's just do some tweaking here. So let's just overwrite the temp df data frame object we just created that has just a single variable, and we'll just update it with the 3 variable data frame object we're about to create using the subset function. Okay, and so to do so, we'll just tweak this a bit. by doing select equals and then add the C function, which you can think of as standing for combine, and then a vector of the names of the variables we wish to retain. So let's do copy last name. It's the first one we want to retain, comma, copy and paste first name, comma, and then gender was the last one I said that we wanted to retain, or select in other words. So we're going to select last name, first name, and gender, and then assign this to the tempdf data frame object, which will overwrite the existing data in that. Okay, so let's go ahead and click run. Let's click on tempdf here. And now you see we have that 3 variable, last name, first name, gender, data frame here. So we've selected those 3 variables and retained them in a data frame. All right, so what about removing a single variable? Or to be consistent, 1 variable, since I used that up here. All right, so removing 1 variable, how can we do that? Well, you don't necessarily need to go out to the trouble of actually writing out the subset function and arguments if you're just going to remove 1 variable from a data frame object. I think one of the easiest ways to do it is to use the null operator, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so let's imagine that from the personal data, let's just imagine that from our personal data data frame object, we're just going to remove the start date variable here. Or let's remove ID. Let's say we try to identify, well, that doesn't really work because we have last name and first name. Let's just go back to the start date. So let's remove start date here, just the single variable from our existing personal data data frame object. So we're actually just removing it. So we're not creating a new data frame here. We're just removing this variable from an existing one, which could be seen as one shortcoming potentially of this approach. And so we just want to put the name of the data frame object. So personal data, $, and then specify the name of the variable we wish to remove from that data frame. So that's start date. And then we'll do the left-handed arrow. And to the right of the left-handed arrow, just type in null in all caps, N-U-L-L in all uppercase letters there, and click run. And if we look at our personal data data frame object, we now see that we have 4 variables instead of 5, and the one that's missing is that start date variable. So that worked for us. Now, what if we want to use the subset function? Well, fortunately, it's pretty easy. So I'm just going to copy and paste here below. And this will get us to the same place, except now we can easily assign the results of removing a variable to a new data frame object instead of removing it from the original data frame object. So what we're going to do here is, remember here is where we selected just the start date variable to create a 1 variable data frame object. Well, and I'll put a space here so maybe this is a little bit clearer. We just put a minus sign before start date here. It's going to remove the the start date variable from the data frame object and then assign the results to this tempdf data frame object, which in effect overwrites our existing data that were in the tempdf data frame object. And so this way we're not removing this directly from the original data frame object that we read in, which was personal data. Okay, so we just put that minus sign here. So if we click run. Oh, and I forgot, let's choose a different variable here because I already removed the start date variable here. Let's remove ID here, okay? So let's remove the ID variable. So minus ID from the personal data. Click run, come up here. Oh, it's tempdf. And so now you can see the tempdf data frame object is minus that ID variable. And actually, did we already remove that? Oh, actually, let's try again here, David. So now we're going to, the tempdf only had, or wait, rather, yeah, that worked because we had the 4, personal data had 4 variables here. We removed the ID variable and then it became the tempdf, the overwritten tempdf, and so it just had last name, first name, and gender. Okay, so that did work. Take everything back that I just said. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is how do we remove, so removing multiple variables, okay? So this is just going to be an extension of what we did above. So I'm just going to copy, when we selected multiple variables, paste that code down below here, And so let's just clean this up a second. Let's take a look at what we have left in our personal data frame object. Okay, so let's just select multiple, and we'll just say multiple equals 2. Let's just select last name and first name, okay? And these are going to be the two that we're going to remove. So rather than select, we're going to select them for removal, in other words. We're removing last name and first name, leaving us only with ID and gender, and we're going to overwrite the existing tempdf data frame with the results of this, okay? So we're removing from the personal data frame object last name and first name, so I'll delete gender here. And to do so, in front of the C function, if you want to remove both of these variables from a data frame object, just put the minus symbol there. And so this will say minus this vector of variables. And again, we're just going to overwrite the existing tempdf data frame. So let's click run. Okay. So again, it should leave us with the tempdf, before we look at it, should just have ID and gender left because we removed last name and first name. So let's check that out. Here we go, ID and gender. So that worked out just fine. So in this tutorial, you learned how to select and remove variables from a data frame object in R. And I showed you a couple different ways to do this in some instances, and it's really up to you which one you work with and use. And it really just depends often on what your goal is, what's the end you're trying to achieve. And so use your best judgment. Thank you very much.